What if every day held the unspoken stories of struggle, rhythm, and resilience? As dawn breaks over a tranquil village, the life of a medieval peasant begins. A day filled with hard labor, simple joys, and age-old traditions awaits. But what they faced in their daily routines often went unseen. As the first light seeps through the thatched roofs, peasants awaken in their humble abodes. The air is filled with the earthy scent of damp straw and wood smoke. They arise, ready to embrace the day's toil, their hearts set on the land that sustains them. Outside, the village stirs slowly to life. Roosters crow, signaling the start of the day. Children scamper through the dew-soaked grass, laughter mingling with the soft sounds of nature. The village elder offers a knowing smile, heralding another day of toil and camaraderie. Breakfast is a simple affair, perhaps a crust of bread and a bowl of porridge. The peasants gather around a rough-hewn table, sharing stories and laughter. These moments of connection are vital, fortifying their spirits for the challenges ahead. With bellies filled and spirits lifted, the peasants head to the fields. The sun warms their backs as they kneel in the fertile earth, hands digging among the roots and shoots. Each movement is a prayer to the land, a ritual that has been passed down through generations. The sounds of nature accompany their labor. The rustle of leaves, the hum of insects, and the distant call of a hawk. In this rhythmic toil, there lies a connection to the very fabric of life, a dance between man and nature that is both ancient and profound. As the sun rises higher, the heat becomes more intense. Peasants take breaks, quenching their thirst from wooden cups filled with cool spring water. Laughter and song often break the silence, a reminder of the joy that persists amid the labor. After hours of toil, the midday meal arrives. A hearty vegetable stew fills their bellies, offering sustenance and warmth. It is during these moments of sharing that the bonds of community strengthen, echoing the importance of togetherness. As afternoon stretches on, the peasants return to the fields. The sun casts long shadows, and the sound of tools striking the earth mixes with the soft breeze. Each swing of the hoe is a testament to their hard work, resilience shining through fatigue. As the day wanes, the peasants gather their harvest, their hands stained with the earth's bounty. Each ear of grain and bunch of vegetables represents both survival and abundance. They share their successes, hearts swelling with pride and gratitude for the land. Evening descends like a gentle embrace. The village glows with flickering candlelight, shadows dancing on the walls of their cottages. As night falls, there is a palpable sense of relief, a reprieve from the day's labor, and the promise of rest. Before sleep claims them, the peasants gather for a final meal. Slices of bread with cheese, perhaps a few berries from the day's harvest, are shared. They recount tales of their ancestors, weaving together memories that bind the community. As they prepare for the night, a sense of unity fills the air. Children are tucked into straw beds, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of the hearth. Parents exchange quiet words of love, ensuring sweet dreams for their little ones. Before drifting into slumber, they often gaze out at the stars. The vast sky mirrors their hopes and dreams, a tapestry of twinkling lights. In these quiet moments, they find solace, a connection to something greater, even amid the simplicity of their lives. But life as a peasant was not merely a cycle of labor and rest. Challenges loomed large, from harsh winters to poor harvests. Each season brought new trials, but also the promise of renewal, teaching them resilience in the face of adversity. With each challenge, the peasants relied on one another. Community gatherings became vital, where laughter and solidarity flourished even in adversity. It was during these times that they reaffirmed their strength, creating a bond that could weather any storm. In a world where the church played a pivotal role, spiritual gatherings marked the rhythm of their lives. Church bells rang, calling them to worship, a time for reflection and hope. Faith offered comfort amid struggles, lifting their spirits. Festivals were a cherished reprieve from the daily grind, The air would fill with the scent of roasted meat and baked bread. Laughter, music, and dance ignited the village square, creating memories that outlasted the hardships of their lives. As the seasons changed, so did the peasants' routines. Spring brought planting, summer heralded harvest, and autumn demanded preparation for winter's embrace. Each cycle mirrored their lives, teaching the importance of adaptation and patience. However, the medieval peasant's life was not without its shadows. The specter of illness often loomed, and many suffered from ailments that modern medicine could not cure. Yet, community care and herbal remedies provided comfort in times of need. Their lives were often dictated by the land, weather, and the whims of their lords. Yet, within these constraints, they carved out moments of joy and laughter, savoring the beauty of each day. They cultivated hope, even when uncertainty loomed. At the heart of their existence lay a profound connection to nature. They understood its rhythms, celebrated its bounty, and respected its power. The changing seasons were not merely markers of time. They were teachers, guiding their lives and choices. The peasant's routine may seem strange to modernize, yet it was a life brimming with purpose. Each action was a stitch in the fabric of their community, weaving together a narrative of resilience, hope, and unwavering spirit. As they prepared for bed, their bodies weary and minds quiet, the peasants understood the value of rest. In their dreams, they would revisit the fields, the laughter, and the stars, ready to face another day come dawn. In this strange daily routine, the medieval peasant found beauty in simplicity. It was a life filled with labor, love, and an unyielding spirit. Their stories linger in the echoes of history, reminding us of the strength found in community and connection. So, as you lay down to rest, remember the life of the medieval peasant. Their daily routines, filled with both hardship and joy, offer timeless lessons on perseverance and gratitude. We invite you to join us again for more journeys through the serene tapestry of history. As dawn broke over the village, the soft glow of the sun spilled across the fields, waking the peasant from his slumber. The sound of roosters crowing echoed through the air, signaling the start of another demanding day. The air was thick, with the earthy scent of soil and dew, promising a day filled with labor, but also with purpose. With a heavy sigh, the peasant rolled out of his straw-filled mattress, his body weary from yesterday's toil. The modest cottage, with its thatched roof and stone walls, held the warmth of the fire from the night before. A quick glance at the hearth revealed a few embers still glowing, fueling the promise of breakfast. Breakfast was a simple affair: a crust of dark bread and a cup of thin, watery porridge. The peasant's family gathered around the rough-hewn table, sharing stories of dreams and hopes for the day ahead. It was a moment of connection, a brief respite before the hard work awaited them outside. Once the meal was finished, the peasant donned his weathered tunic and wooden shoes, ready to face the responsibilities of the day. He stepped outside, greeted by the sounds of nature waking up, the chirping of birds, and the distant mooing of cows in the paddock, harmonizing with his own heartbeat. The field stretched out before him, a patchwork of tilled earth and wildflowers. Today, he would be tending to the wheat, a critical crop that sustained his family through the harsh winter months. The rhythmic sound of the plow breaking the soil created a meditative backdrop to his labor. As the sun rose higher, the heat of the day began to envelop the landscape. Sweat glistened on his brow, but he welcomed it. It was a sign of his hard work. He paused for a moment, taking in the beauty of the vibrant landscape around him, a reminder of the life he toiled to nurture. At midday, he took a break under the shade of an ancient oak tree, its roots sprawling like an old man's hands reaching for the earth. He pulled out a small leather pouch of cheese and another piece of bread, savoring this brief moment of solitude and nourishment amidst his labor. After his meal, a gentle breeze rustled the leaves, whispering tales of the past. It was a reminder of the fleeting nature of life and the seasons that dictated his existence. With renewed energy, he returned to his tasks, knowing that each day's labor brought him closer to the harvest. As shadows lengthened, he joined his fellow villagers in the fields, laughter and camaraderie lightening the weight of their work. They shared stories of their days, creating bonds that would last a lifetime. The sun dipped low, casting a golden glow on their toil, a reward for their hard work. When the day finally came to an end, they gathered for the evening meal, tired yet fulfilled. The smell of stewed vegetables filled the air as the family sat around the table, sharing the fruits of their labor. Every bite was a celebration of their harvest, a tribute to their perseverance. After dinner, storytelling ensued, with the elders recounting tales of bravery, love, and loss. The flickering candlelight danced in their eyes, illuminating the depth of their shared experiences. Each story wove a thread into the rich fabric of their community, strong and resilient like the villagers themselves. As the stars emerged in the night sky, the peasant finally retired to his cozy cottage. He snuggled into his straw-filled mattress, the warmth of family still lingering around him. This was a life filled with toil, but also with joy, a delicate balance that defined the medieval peasant's existence. But as the months turned into seasons, the peasant faced unforeseen challenges. A harsh winter approached, threatening their food stores and livelihood. The community, bound by shared burdens, came together preparing for the trials that lay ahead. Their resilience would be tested like never before. As snow began to blanket the fields, the villagers gathered to strategize. They made plans to share resources, ensuring that no family would go hungry. The warmth of unity enveloped them, a stark contrast to the chill outside, illustrating their resolve to endure the winter's grasp. Days turned into weeks, and as the cold weather persisted, the peasant found solace in his family. They told stories by the fire, creating a sanctuary of warmth and laughter amidst the harshness of winter. Each shared moment was a reminder of the joy that could be found even in the bleakest of times. Despite the challenges, the peasant's spirit remained unbroken. Each morning, he tended to the livestock, ensuring they were cared for. The gentle cooing of pigeons and the lowing of cows were a daily reminder of life persisting against the odds, a testament to the strength of nature and community. As the days stretched on, the peasant looked forward to spring's promise. The thawing earth would once again yield life and growth. He dreamt of the vibrant fields to come, where children would play and laughter would echo, reminding him that the harsh winter would eventually give way to renewal. When the first signs of spring emerged, the villagers celebrated with a festival. Joyous laughter filled the air as they danced and feasted, thanking the earth for its gifts. This gathering reinvigorated their spirits, a symbol of rebirth and the unyielding cycle of life that defined their existence. In the days that followed, fields sprang to life, lush and green. The peasant and his family worked tirelessly, planting seeds in the rich, damp earth, a promise of the bountiful harvest to come. Each seed planted was a symbol of hope, reminding them of the resilience of life. With each passing day, the life of the peasant unfolded like the petals of a flower, slow and steady, the rhythm of labor intertwined with moments of joy, laughter echoing through the village. It was a continual reminder that even amidst hardship, beauty thrived in the simplest of moments. As summer approached, the peasant's heart swelled with gratitude for the bounty around him. The crops grew tall and golden, promising sustenance for his family. Every rustling leaf and buzzing insect became a melody in the symphony of life, weaving together the stories of all who toiled on the land. And so the seasons continued their dance, each bringing its own melody of toil and triumph. The peasant knew that his life, though filled with challenges, was woven into a tapestry of history that had been crafted by countless hands before him. He embraced this legacy, finding solace in his place within it. As the first light of dawn crept over the horizon, the peasant stirred from his slumber. The soft chirping of birds signaled the beginning of another day filled with labor. He arose, stretching his weary limbs, ready to embrace the rigors of farm life once more. Stepping outside, he was greeted by the crisp morning air, laced with the scent of damp earth and blooming wildflowers. The village began to stir, neighbors exchanging early greetings as they readied themselves for the day ahead. Each face held a story, a shared struggle. Before breakfast, he tended to the livestock. Hens clucked excitedly, pecking at the ground, while the goats bleated for their morning feed. Each animal, a vital part of his daily routine, reminded him of both responsibility and companionship in the quiet solitude of rural life. After a modest meal of porridge and honey, he equipped himself for the day, donning a worn tunic and sturdy boots. With a simple wooden plow in hand, he set out to the fields, where the soil awaited the touch of his laboring hands. As he worked the land, the rhythmic sound of the plow slicing through the earth resonated in the quiet morning. With each turn of the soil, he imagined the seeds that would soon flourish, feeding his family and sustaining their humble existence. The sun climbed higher, casting a warm glow over the fields. As he toiled, the distant sound of laughter floated through the air, reminding him of the village children playing just beyond the hedgerows. Their joy was a comforting reminder of life beyond the hard labor. During breaks, he would often share a brief conversation with neighbors, discussing the topics of the day. Whether it was the weather's effect on the crops or the upcoming village gathering, these moments of connection were vital, grounding him in the tapestry of community life. As noon approached, he returned home for a respite. The aroma of freshly baked bread wafted through his humble cottage, a beacon of comfort amid the demands of daily life. This simple meal represented not just sustenance, but the love woven into each loaf. Gathered around the table, his family shared stories of their day, laughter mingling with the scent of bread. These moments of togetherness were a reprieve from the toil, a nurturing of their bond that fortified their spirits for the challenges ahead. With renewed vigor, he returned to the fields, each stroke of the plow deeper than the last. Yet, amid the toil, he always felt the weight of uncertainty. Would the harvest yield enough to sustain them through the harsh winter months ahead? As shadows lengthened, he sensed the day's end approaching. The golden hues of sunset painted the sky, a muted celebration of the labor invested in the land. The peasant paused, taking a breath, appreciating the beauty that surrounded him. Returning home, he felt the fatigue of the day wash over him, yet a sense of achievement lingered. The work was grueling, but it was also a vital contribution to the survival of his family and community. He found pride in this shared endeavor. That evening, the village gathered for the weekly market, where laughter and chatter filled the air. Stalls adorned with handcrafted goods and fresh produce lined the square, a vibrant showcase of the community's collective efforts and creativity. As he browsed the market, he marveled at the unique craftsmanship of his neighbors. Each item, whether it be pottery or woven cloth, told the story of its maker, echoing the values of hard work and artistry inherent in their lives. With a few coins clutched tightly, he selected a small ceramic mug, a treat for his family to enjoy their evening tea. Such delights were rare, but they reminded him of the sweetness life could offer amidst the struggles of daily survival. As twilight descended, he joined friends around a flickering fire. Stories of old were exchanged, tales of bravery and mischief that connected their past with the present. This camaraderie was a balm against the weariness that marked their lives. The sound of crackling wood mixed with laughter, creating a symphony of warmth and fellowship. Here, amidst the flames, the peasant felt the burdens of the day lift, if only for a moment, as the night embraced them in its tranquil fold. But as the fire dwindled and the night grew deeper, thoughts of the morrow began to weave into his mind. The routine of the coming days would demand his energy, but the promise of tomorrow's labor also held the hope of a bountiful harvest. With the stars twinkling above, he returned to his cottage, feeling both the weight of fatigue and the lightness of hope. Each day was a step forward in the cycle of life, a dance between hardship and fulfillment, echoing through the annals of history. As he settled into bed, the sounds of the night serenaded him, the soft rustle of leaves, the distant hoot of an owl, and the whisper of the wind through the cracks of the wood. Each sound was a reminder of the world outside, alive and breathing, even in darkness. In dreams, he wandered the fields, the rich soil welcoming him as a friend. The crops swayed gently in the breeze, and for a moment the worries of the world faded away. It was a fleeting escape, yet a cherished aspect of his reality. With dawn's light once again breaking through, he woke to the familiar sounds of the village stirring to life. The routine, though predictable, was also a source of comfort, each day a continuation of the legacy that shaped his family's history. In the early hours, the village women began their own rituals, gathering fresh herbs and preparing breakfast. Their laughter and chatter filled the air, weaving a tapestry of sound that blended seamlessly with the aroma of cooking. After breakfast, he joined the other men in the fields, where the heavy work awaited them. The camaraderie among laborers was palpable, a bond forged through shared toil that would be tested by the seasons to come. As the sun climbed higher, they began the labor of sowing seeds, each carefully placed in the earth with hopes of future abundance. The rhythmic sound of their movements echoed like a heartbeat, uniting their efforts in the promise of renewal. The midday sun bore down, forcing them to pause and drink from their leather flasks. As they rested, stories of past harvests and dreams of future yields were exchanged, a shared language of hope amidst the sweat of labor. In the afternoons, he often visited the village smithy, where the clang of hammer against anvil echoed like a heartbeat. The blacksmith, a figure of strength, forged tools essential for their survival, each piece a testament to the community's resilience. The blacksmith's fiery forge was a place of transformation where raw materials metamorphosed into instruments of agriculture. It was here that the peasant felt the pulse of ingenuity that flowed through his village, binding them in shared purpose. Evenings brought a sense of relief as the sun dipped below the horizon. The village gathered for communal meals, the shared food a reflection of their collective effort, and an opportunity to foster bonds of friendship among families. As they feasted, the air filled with the sounds of laughter and storytelling, the flickering candlelight casting a warm glow over their faces. In these moments, they found a reprieve from their challenges, celebrating the simple joys of life together. As the night wore on, the village elder would often share tales of their ancestors, recounting the struggles and triumphs that had led them to this very moment. Each story was a thread in the fabric of their identity, a reminder of the legacy they upheld. With the embers of the fire glowing brightly, the peasant felt the weight of history settle upon him. It was a comforting feeling knowing that he was a part of something greater, his life intertwined with the stories of those who had come before. As the last of the fire crackled into silence, he returned to his cottage, where the familiar scents greeted him once more. Settling into bed, he reflected on the day, knowing that tomorrow would bring fresh challenges and opportunities for growth. In the quiet of night, sleep enveloped him, and he dreamed of the fields, the sun's warmth on his back, and the laughter of his children echoing in the distance. These simple dreams were a reminder of the richness found in his daily life, a treasure to hold close. With the dawn of another day, the routine continued, each moment a stitch in the vibrant tapestry of their lives. The peasant rose with hope, knowing that each sunrise brought new possibilities, new stories waiting to be lived and shared. Days turned into weeks, and as the seasons shifted, so too did the rhythm of their lives. They adapted to the ebb and flow of nature, learning to read the signs of the world around them, a skill passed down through generations. In the summer months, the fields burst forth with life, vivid greens and golden grains swaying in the breeze. The peasant reveled in the abundance, grateful for the fruits of their labor, yet mindful of the challenges that lay ahead as harvest approached. As autumn arrived, the village prepared for the harvest, a time of celebration and hard work combined. Together, they would reap what they had sown, a moment of unity in the face of uncertainty, a promise fulfilled through shared effort. The Harvest Festival brought the village together, a jubilant gathering filled with laughter and song. The air buzzed with excitement as families celebrated their hard-earned fruits, their joy a testament to their resilience and spirit. In the evenings of the festival, the peasant shared tales with friends, recounting their trials and triumphs. Each story strengthened their bonds, weaving a fabric of understanding that would support them through the trials of winter ahead. Yet, as the festival faded, the reality of winter loomed ahead. Preparing for the colder months required foresight. Stores of food needed to be gathered and preserved, a testament to their hard work and determination. With winter's chill settling in, the peasant turned his focus to strengthening his home. The walls needed reinforcement against the biting winds, and the thatch roof required careful maintenance to ensure warmth for his family during the long, cold months. Inside, the cottage became a haven of warmth. The family spent evenings gathered by the fire, sharing stories and dreams while the wind howled outside. The flickering flames illuminated their faces, casting a soft glow over their intimate gatherings. In the quiet moments, the peasant would reflect on the cyclical nature of life. He understood that each season held its own beauty and lessons, teaching him resilience, patience, and gratitude for the gift of life. And thus, the strange daily routine of a medieval peasant continued, a life marked by simplicity yet rich in meaning. Each day was a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity, entwined with the rhythm of nature's seasons. As dawn broke over the village, the gentle chirping of birds heralded the start of another day. Peasants stirred from their simple beds, their bodies molded by years of toil. The sun cast long shadows over the dew-kissed fields, promising both warmth and work ahead. With a yawn and a stretch, the peasant greeted the day. He donned his rough-spun tunic, a garment that spoke of his laborious life, stained with the colors of the earth. Outside, he was met by the familiar sights and sounds of the farm, as animals awaited their morning feed. The rhythmic clucking of hens blended with the lowing of cows as he filled their troughs. Each task was a small piece in the grand puzzle of sustenance, teaching him the value of responsibility. Feeding the animals was not merely a chore, it was a ritual of connection. Once the livestock were tended, he ventured into the garden, a patch of earth rich with potential. Here vegetables thrived under his care, a lifeline for himself and his family. The scent of freshly turned soil mingled with herbs, breathing life into the day's activities. Throughout the morning, he would carefully tend to each plant, pulling weeds that threatened their growth. The sun climbed higher, casting golden rays across the land. Each weed pulled was a small victory, a testament to the peasant's dedication to nurturing life. As the sun reached its zenith, he took a moment to rest, sitting upon a wooden stool in the shade of an old oak. The gentle rustle of leaves above and the distant sound of laughter from children playing nearby created a peaceful ambiance, a brief respite in his demanding day. Yet the tranquility was short-lived, for the afternoon beckoned with the promise of harvest. Alongside neighboring villagers, he gathered crops, their laughter echoing through the fields, a melody of shared labor. Community bonds strengthened as they toiled together under the sun's watchful gaze. Their hands moved in unison, cutting the golden stalks of wheat and filling large sacks. The labor was backbreaking, yet the camaraderie made it lighter. Each sheaf harvested was a promise of the bread that would nourish their families through the coming weeks. As the sun dipped lower, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, the day's labors began to take their toll. Muscles ached, yet spirits remained high. Peasants shared tales and laughter, weaving stories as old as the land itself into the fabric of their day. As the last light faded, they returned home, their bodies weary but fulfilled. The air filled with the scent of smoke from the hearth, promising warmth and nourishment. Together, they would enjoy the fruits of their labor, a simple meal that echoed the day's toil. Dinner was a communal affair, with each family member bringing something to the table. Root vegetables, freshly baked bread, and perhaps a few herbs from the garden created a modest feast. Laughter and conversation flowed like the wine from shared jugs, binding them together in gratitude. After the meal, as the fire crackled softly, stories were exchanged, weaving the fabric of their heritage. Tales of ancestors, of struggles and victories, filled the air, each word a thread binding past and present. Such moments were cherished, a reminder of their roots and resilience. As darkness enveloped the village, they shared simple songs, their voices rising against the night. The melodies carried their hopes and dreams into the universe, echoing the rhythm of their lives. Each note was a prayer, a whisper to the stars, seeking blessings for the morrow. With hearts full, they eventually retired to their simple beds, the warmth of the hearth still clinging to their skin. The world outside whispered secrets, the winds carrying the stories of the day into the night. Sleep would soon embrace them, bringing dreams of fields yet to be sown. As moonlight filtered through the cracks of their home, a new day awaited, the cycle of life continued, each dawn a promise of fresh beginnings. With the crowing of the rooster, the peasant awoke once more to embrace the daily routine rich in both challenge and beauty. Each morning began with a prayer of gratitude, a moment of reflection. Before the busyness unfolded, he would kneel beside his bed, whispering words of thanks for the earth's bounty and the strength to face the day. This ritual grounded him, a reminder of his place within the tapestry of life. After breakfast, the peasant would take to the fields, often alone, but always accompanied by the sounds of nature. The chirping of crickets and the rustling of leaves created a symphony, guiding him as he worked the land. Nature was both his companion and his teacher. The earth was a canvas, and with each stroke of the plow, he shaped his destiny. The labor was grueling, yet the rhythmic motion allowed him to lose himself in thought. With every furrow turned, he envisioned a future harvest, a bounty that would nourish his family. As the day wore on, his thoughts drifted to the changing seasons and the cycles of life. Each sowing was a gamble against the whims of fate, yet faith in the land remained strong. He learned to watch the skies, reading the clouds like an ancient book, interpreting nature's signs. With the sun dipping low, shadows stretched across the field, marking the end of labor. He returned home, weary but fulfilled, carrying with him the day's lessons. Each moment spent tilling the earth not only cultivated crops but also deepened his understanding of patience and perseverance. As the harvest season approached, preparations began in earnest. The village buzzed with excitement as neighbors collaborated to build granaries and storehouses. It was a time of unity, reflecting the importance of community in the face of nature's unpredictability. The laughter of children echoed as they played among the stacks of harvested grain, their carefree spirits a reminder of innocence amidst labor. They were a part of this life cycle, learning the value of hard work and the joy of reaping what one sows, even at a young age. As night fell, the village gathered for the harvest festival, a celebration of abundance and gratitude. Lanterns lit up the night, illuminating faces filled with joy. Music and dance breathed life into the festivities, a jubilant reminder of their shared journey through toil and triumph. The peasant found solace among friends, partaking in the communal feast. Dishes filled with roasted meats, fresh bread, and fruits of the season symbolized the fruits of their labor. Each bite tasted like victory, a testament to their hard work throughout the year. As the festival progressed, tales of the past filled the air, weaving history into the fabric of the night. The older generation recounted stories of harsh winters, and bountiful summers, keeping the memory of struggles alive while celebrating resilience together. With the first frost of autumn, the peasant prepared for the inevitable cold. Straw was collected and used to insulate the walls of his home, while firewood was stacked high, a strategy against the biting chill that would soon envelop the countryside. Winter approached like a quiet specter, silencing the vibrant colors of fall. The fields lay dormant, blanketed in white, a stark contrast to the busy life of the summer months. The peasant's routine shifted as he embraced the slower pace, a time for reflection and preparation. During these cold months, the peasant relied on stored provisions. Root vegetables and grains became the staples of their diet, a reminder of the summer's bounty. Each meal was a calculated measure, a careful balance to ensure his family would endure until spring returned. The evenings grew longer, and the peasant would gather his family close around the hearth. Stories from the past filled the air, weaving a tapestry of their lineage. As the flames danced, their roots intertwined, igniting a sense of belonging and continuity amid the cold. As snow fell softly outside, the peasant taught his children the art of crafting simple toys from wood and straw. Their laughter filled the home, a vibrant contrast to the stillness beyond the walls. This creativity kept their spirits alight, nurturing imagination during the long winter nights. With the arrival of spring, life surged anew. The peasant emerged from the winter's grasp, ready to embrace the warmth and possibilities ahead. The first crocus blossoms peeked through the melting snow, a glorious herald of the season of renewal and growth. The familiar rhythm of planting commenced. As the peasant sowed seeds into prepared soil, each seed held the promise of abundance, a future harvest to nourish body and soul. His hands worked the earth with reverence, echoing the traditions passed down through generations. As the days grew longer, the peasant welcomed the return of warmth and sunshine. The village thrived with life as fields turned vibrant green. Children played freely, their laughter echoing across the landscape, a joyful reminder of the cycle of life and the spirit of community. The peasant took great joy in observing the growth of his crops, each sprout a testament to his labor. He marveled at the interconnectedness of nature, where every creature and plant played a role in the grand design. This harmony provided a deep sense of fulfillment, enriching his spirit. As summer's warmth enveloped the land, the peasant's days grew busier. He worked alongside family and friends, harvesting from his fields with an eager heart. The fruits of their labor shimmered in the sunlight, a bounty that would sustain them through the year ahead. In the midst of this abundance, the peasant remained mindful of nature's rhythm. He took care to leave some crops unharvested, understanding the importance of balance. These remnants would nourish the soil, preserving the cycle of life for future seasons to come. Evenings during the harvest season were filled with celebration and gratitude. The village would gather for communal feasts, sharing the fruits of their labor. Bonds were strengthened as they laughed, sang, and honored the earth that provided for them all. The peasant felt a profound sense of appreciation for his life as the seasons danced from one to another. Each cycle brought with it highs and lows, yet the constancy of nature's rhythm offered solace. In this acceptance, he found joy, embracing each moment as a gift. As the days shortened and autumn approached again, the peasant prepared once more for the harvest. He reflected on the lessons learned throughout the changing seasons and the rhythm of life that echoed in his heart, a song he would carry with him forever. Thus, the strange daily routine of the medieval peasant continued, an intricate dance between labor and gratitude, hardship and joy. Each day was a testament to resilience, reflecting the beauty of a life intertwined with nature's cycles. The pulse of the earth echoed deeply within him, guiding his path forward. With each passing day, a deeper understanding blossomed within him. He learned that every challenge faced was an opportunity for growth. The harshness of winter taught him to appreciate the warmth of summer, while the toil of labor nurtured his spirit, forging a bond with the land he loved. And so, life in the medieval village unfolded, a tapestry woven from the threads of countless experiences. The peasant's story was but one among many, each life a unique melody in the grand symphony of existence. In the embrace of nature, they found purpose, community, and love. As seasons turned, the peasant's daily routine blended into the rhythm of the earth. The simplicity of his life was a treasure, teaching him to find joy in the mundane. Each dawn brought new opportunities to honor the land and the legacy of those who came before him. And in this beautiful embrace of life's routine, he understood that he was a part of something greater. Each day was a chapter in the story of humanity, woven together with shared experiences, sweat, laughter, and love, an enduring testament to the human spirit. The strange daily routine of a medieval peasant, rich in simplicity yet profound in meaning, continues to resonate through time. A reminder that in the quiet rhythms of life, we find our roots, our community, and ultimately, our place in the vast tapestry of existence.